recording it on YouTube later. Hello everyone, welcome to the race as we are heading into round 1 at Eigar Nordwand in the BMW M2. Amber is on pole, lights are off, and away we go. Amber leading them off into the first corner. Will getting a very good start from third up into second already. And now the carnage into the first corner. Are we going to see cars sliding? A little bit of sliding, not too bad. It's very tight and twisty with the hairpins at the start, but Amber does lead them away. Let's get down towards the back here. Hip hanging on into 13th. The Rat Pack all fighting over position here for Dimitri in 10th. Little bit of a tap there between Liar and Mikey. Things will start to settle out after a lap or so, but in the meantime it's basically trying to find that space, trying to find the gap, as Liar maybe got a little bit of a tap there, not sure from who, but Sonic and Craig fighting over 10th place. Craig chasing him down. As you can see, the car's starting to build a little bit of a gap. Dimitri trying to get past Mikey. Mikey with a decent line out the final corner though. And as they all go over the little jump, look at them all hopping about. It's beautiful. Mikey does run a little bit wide. Oh, he's spun. And oh, thank goodness for that, he ghosted. So Mikey does lose out there and drops to the back of the grid. Unfortunately, Hip now into 12th place, chasing down Liar, who is chasing down Sonic. So Craig did get past Sonic into 9th place. As we'll start to see purple sectors here now. Dimitri trying to catch Ruza? I'm going to go with Ruza. Some of these names I'm going to absolutely butcher. But yeah, Dimitri needs to get after Ruza now. Fortunately, we don't know how far behind. How far is it behind? Just under a second behind. Gran Turismo doesn't really have the best of overlays for seeing how close people are. A little bit of a gap starting to form now with the top 6, as we expected. Disenkoff just in behind Extinct. Let's go on board as we see this battle going on. That's Racklet up into 3rd now, Popo down into 4th, Extinct up to 5th, trying to find his way past here. Very narrow, there isn't very many overtaking opportunities, but there is one down here. Is he going to try send it? No, he's too far back. And you don't want to hit anyone on the exit of that. As the fight for the podium positions continue. We're 3 minutes into the race, 25-minute race. We should be getting around 12 or 13 laps. Actually, no more than that. I thought it was 2-minute lap time. It's 1:07, so 20 laps maybe? 20 lap race. Popo trying to find a way around. It's not easy here. You really want to hug people through these first little sectors and get a good exit out of turn 5, is it? This would be turn 3, turn 4, yeah, turn 5, which is here. A good exit out of here, get on the back of them and try send it up the inside. That's really one opportunity for overtaking. As Will does seem to go a little bit wide up ahead. It's Racklet trying to fight back here. Get that second position off Will. There's about half a second between them. He does have a lot of pressure though from Popo. Popo can get a good exit here. He might get an opportunity for an overtake into turn 1 as Racklet does get a little bit loose. As does Will. So, is he going for the overtake? No, he just doesn't have enough room for it. As Will gets a little bit loose, struggling. Popo, down the inside. Unfortunately, because of it being so narrow, he had to give up that position. Just work on the exit speed here. He's just not close enough unless he goes through the switchback. A lot of annoying cameras in GT7, unfortunately. Just unable to make the move stick that time. But that's probably the closest he's got to the overtake. Bracklet still half a second behind. He did get a bit loose coming out of the first or the final corner. Just trying to set it up. That was a nice shot for a split second. So over the jump they go. Little hop. He's taking a much deeper line, which is probably the reason why Popo was able to get close to him on turn 2. Getting a little bit of kick from the car there, unsettling things. Amber is streaking ahead at the front. Oh, as they script the wall. She is nearly 9 seconds ahead now. So really pushing. Cars are settling down. Bracklet, can he get a move made? Still half a second behind. Popo getting a little bit of a slow exit. Bracklet is almost 7/10 up this lap, so everyone's starting to speed up. The cars are fueled for the race. There's 35 litres of fuel in the car for the start. And as that wears off, because there's no tyre wear on, the cars are going to get faster and faster. Which might catch some people out because your braking points are going to change slightly. You're going to be carrying much more speed into the braking areas, and you could run them wide. But everyone's well behaved. Let's go back. The little mid pack here. Dimitri is up into 7th place. He's 6 seconds behind Lisenkov. And he's got 2.3 seconds to Ruza behind, so it's a good position sitting in 7th here. It's really a few points anyway for him. The same as Ruza, just kind of on their own. But if they can work on their consistency, they might be able to catch up. And now we have a little bit of a battle going here. Back in 9th place, Greg, with Liar chasing him down. Only a second behind now. And if he can get a little bit of consistency, a few consistent laps in, might be able to work his way forward. So he is half a second up. Wants to be late on the brakes into the final corners. He got a little bit loose, but it does actually close him up. And now, as we go on board, is he close enough for an overtake? Oh, at the wrong thing. No. Not close enough. We just need to stay with him. Just be patient. As Craig does make a slight mistake there, getting a little bit loose. Liar. Unfortunately, when you don't hug the corners as much as you need to, you tend to be out of line for the following corner. And sometimes it's better to be slow in and fast out. I keep the car controlled. Stay with Craig as we are approaching about a third of the way through the race. Oh, he's got a very good exit there. What can he do? There isn't very much room. Oh, yes, there is a slight tap. Not too bad. Is he going to send it down? He's tried it. They are side by side now. Heading down into the first corner. And Liar does get the move made. Is Craig going to go for the... No, he isn't. Oh, Liar has really missed his break in there. And they are still fighting over position. We don't mind a little bit of car rubbing. Rubbin's racing, as they say. But he does... Or doesn't he? I don't know if he's lost the position or not. They are side by side. That's good racing. and it just shows you how narrow this little track is. Now, because they have started fighting, it means that Sonic is able to get on the back of them here. And is he able to stay with them now? Is he going to be able to take advantage? I thought maybe he could have had a little bit of a look up the inside. Craig goes defensive. Covers off that inside line. Sonic had a look. But that gap was always going to close. And he's just going to have to settle back down for that one. How are they at the back of the grid? As Mikey hits a wall. And that might allow Hip to close up. Yeah, you can see that time coming down now. It's half a second. Hip with a nice clean line. Needs to push a little bit more. We know he's got the pace. Doing 109, like low 109s. Oh, we did have a big issue though last lap. 138. What happened there, I wonder? We could not be sure. So Amber still leading out in front, 13 seconds. Will holding on to second. This fight at the front of the grid starting to go into little groups as well, as Racklett is falling to a second behind Will. Maybe the consistency just losing out a little bit. He tries to close that gap back up. A few better corners there. Hogging the hairpins. Car's scripting a little bit. Not too bad though. Now with Popo falling off the little grip a little bit. But the clean air might not be too bad mid-race. Work on the consistency and push later on again to fight for that podium place. As he is getting faster. His lap times are quite consistent, low 106s. It does seem that lap 9 there was what cost him all the time. Nearly 2 seconds slower, so... But he's starting to catch back up again. 1.1 second, yeah, so he's definitely getting faster yet. Oh, as we have yellow flags out. Why do we have yellow flags? I'm not sure. Someone has had a spin. Oh, Amber's had a spin. So Amber has had a spin into turn 1 and they've lost a few seconds. Still 9 seconds clear, like they're well ahead. But now the battle for second is closing back up again as Racklett getting on the back of Will. Just down to half a second now. Let's go on board. See what his lines are like. He is a bit slower this lap. Little bit of understeer there, pushing the car out. Which is a bit strange in these cars as they are rear wheel drive, but that could be something to do with the brake balance. Not getting the turn in that he wants. A little bit late on the brakes. So you're coming into the corner slowing down rather than going into the corner already slowed. So you're basically over slowing the car, which does cost a little bit of time. Oh, Will gets a bit loose. This is an opportunity for Racklett to maybe go for the move, as he does have a look. Oh, but he gets a bit squirrely. And Will survives to fight for another day. Hello, Simmy. How are we? Welcome on in. Popo trying to catch back up. He's got it back to under a second now. Listenkopf has dropped off. 3 seconds behind. So Popo will not have to defend as much, which will probably help him. Well, it will help him in the fight for the podium places now, because he doesn't need to be looking in his rear view mirror. He can just concentrate on what's ahead of him. I'm doing well, Sibby. I'm doing well. thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. I have no idea what a Raclet is, so it's just their name. Popo still trying to close down this gap. He's 7/10 behind. Getting a much better line through there, though. As you can see, the time dropping. Exit maybe not as good. These cars don't seem to be very strong in the slipstream either. Maybe that's something we can change for next week. Maybe push the cars a little bit closer as Extinct trying to catch up in the back of Dimitri. 1.4 seconds behind. Needs to start putting in some of those quick low 106 lap times. He did seem to lose a lot of time in lap 12, 109.5. We are dropping back then to Ruza in 8th, Sonic Mine in 9th. And then we have Liar, Intense, Greg just behind him. Only 6/10. Surprise. Oh, shit. So, yeah, Craig needs to find a little bit of time. Oh, he's got a very bad exit there. That gives Liar a little bit of breathing room. Where's Mikey? Mikey sitting in 12th place. He's on his own now. As Hip has been lapped by Amber. Hip not really too bad with his lap times. Like, he's consistent. This track's not really well known as such. We've only run it a few times. It is one of the relatively new tracks in the game. It's a machine with a grill on the top and a middle section where you put cheese on it to melt it. That is what a Raclet is. I don't think I've ever seen that. I know you sent me a picture, I think, of it. Oh, okay, yes. Right, I see it now. Yes. Right. This battle for second place is starting to heat up as we are approaching the final 7.5 minutes. Yes. No. Yes. Under 7.5 minutes now. There's about 7 minutes left. So Popo's got about 7 laps here to try get a podium place. But Raclet and Will are still fighting it out. As Raclet does get a better exit. Will getting a little bit deep there. That's going to cost him a little bit of exit speed, allowing Raclet to close up on him. Yeah, you can see the lap times are a bit slower because Will is slower. He's starting to struggle with the pressure. Raclet, much better exit. Is he going to try send it down the inside? He goes for it. He's got the inside line. Can he hold it though? Will on the outside line. Can get on the power a little bit earlier. A little bit loose, but Raclet unable to make the move stick. That's good defending from Will around the outside. And Raclet will just... But at least he knows now. He knows where he can get the move made. He just needs to work on the corner exit. And he can get that second place off Will. That's Popo maybe just waiting to pounce on an opportunity. If these two start fighting, he might be able to sneak in past them to go for the little jump. I love that little jump. Even better the other way around. So Raclet wants to hug Will's car once again. And try work on this exit speed. This is the corner where he needs to work on the exit. Getting the power as early as possible. I think Will much better around this time. And Raclet isn't as close. He's getting a bit loose. And that might give an opportunity for Popo. Carry the speed up the hill. No. Does not have the speed or the slipstream. But this fight for second will go on for another 5 minutes or so. Yes, this is a very beautiful track. It's not real, but the mountain is in the background. There is a video on YouTube where the behind the scenes of them going up in the helicopter and taking the pictures of all the mountains and everything. So it's kind of cool. Do the racers use wheels or pads? They use both. Very mixed here. Some wheels, some pads. I think the majority are on wheels. So, Bracklet still trying to find a space here. We are getting blue flags now. As that was Hip getting lapped by Will and Racklet and Popo. Didn't really affect them, which is good. Hip, an experienced racer, knows how to get out of the way when needed. Racklet's still struggling to get past here. I do think a little bit more slipstream would have helped here. He's got a good exit here, though. Does he have the room? The speed? He's going for it. He's going for it. Oh, he's just not able to make it stick. Will, very good defending. And he holds on to this second position. I don't really want to go off this battle, but let's have a little look anyway, see where everyone else is. Listenkopf still in 5th, right on his own, but he's holding position. That's a good haul of points for him. Might come back and help later on in the season. Dimitri in 6th, in the Blitzstein BMW. Extinct 7th, didn't have the budget for a livery, but he's sitting in 7th. Maybe we'll get one for him for next week. Ruza up in to 8th. He's out on his own as well. A lot of these drivers out on their own. Sonic in 9th. Just holding on, being consistent. Quite consistent with his lap times, all in the 107s. Craig is getting blue flags here from Amber. Oh! Well, now that is very unfortunate there, as Amber does spin. Amber does have a lot of time in the bank, but yeah, not ideal, that spin. Craig in 10th. Liar has dropped off by 6 seconds and is at risk of getting chased down by Mikey in this beautiful orange car. I think it's orange. I know he's a fan of Bruce, I think it's called. It's like that purpley pink color. So it's a bit strange to see him in like an orange car. Hip in 13th, driving along, just, you know, working on the car. But yeah, Amber still 16 seconds. Will, let's go back to this fight. Or, oh, we've lost Popo. Popo is dropped down to 7th. We didn't see what actually happened there. So Popo has dropped off this battle. Did they get spun? Did they spin out? We don't know. But this is the battle for second place. We are getting very near the end now. Lee from ACC, awesome. Yes. We should be talking tomorrow night, hopefully, when we're doing BMW M2 on ACC. Should be fun. So, I think Amber's going to bring this home, unless they have any more spins. This should be the final lap they're going into now. 110s, 105s. Yeah, this should be the final lap for Amber. Just crosses the line. Now, the battle still for second place. Bracklet 3/10 behind. Got 1 lap to make this stick. Is this going to be a case of all or nothing? He's going to have to do something if he wants the second place. Where is Amber on the track? Down there, okay. Right, just, you know, to keep an eye on when they're coming across the line. So, but we want to stay on board with this battle, as Will does get a little bit wide on the exit. Racklett trying to find a way past. It's a very good battle from these two. These two have been beside each other the whole time. Amber coming back up the hill now. This was the final chance for Racklett, I think. And yeah, not able to get past. Amber comes across the line, take the win. Congratulations. And we'll get back on to see if Racklett... No, he's gone wide. Oh, he just lost control of the car. That should give Will second place, with Racklett bringing it home in third. Second for Will, Racklett in third. Listenkopf will bring it home in fourth. As I need a drink, and I do just beside me as well. So fourth for Listenkopf. Dimitri will bring it home in fifth. Popo will be kicking himself. Don't know what actually happened. But Popo is in sixth. And Extinct, seventh place. Driving very slow. Just dawdling along. As he knows he's got seventh. Ruza is in eighth. Sonic in ninth. Greg in 10th. Liar in 11th. Mikey and Hip rounding that out. Amber will be very happy with the first place for the opening round. And there we have it. It's all over. Amber in that Williams race suit. So we did have Classic Formula on last week. And they were driving a Williams livery Formula car. There we go. Amber in first place. Will second. And Racklett bringing it home in third. Let's grab those. Well,